Hello sweet friends, welcome to our home and to part 2 of our fall decorating. I'm so glad you're here. Have you started decorating for fall yet? I know some of you mentioned on my last video that you are already all decorated with your fall decor for this year. So I like to start my decorating once the school year begins. That's just when it really feels like a shift in the seasons and I begin to really get excited for a change in my home decor. So we are going to style our dining table for the autumn season. I have a couple of fall or Thanksgiving dinner tablescape decor ideas to share with you, and we are going to make a hearty vegan chili and the most delicious smelling and scrumptious tasting pumpkin bread. This is an adaptation of a Starbucks pumpkin bread copycat recipe. It is literally the most perfect fall baked treat. I hope the background noise is not too loud. I have the dishwasher running here, but I have a new microphone, so I guess this is a good opportunity to test it out and see how it does at eliminating some of the background noise. But I wanted to show you guys these towels. So I was in Marshall's recently. They had the biggest selection of fall and seasonal kitchen towels and dish towels. I love this set. It was $12.99, but I think this would be great. I don't know how absorbent they would be, but they'd be perfect for lining like a bread basket. If you're gonna be hosting, they'd also be a great hostess gift idea. I thought this one with the hand like stitched details and everything on here is going to be so beautiful on our oven door handle. I like to have something pretty and seasonal to put on there, and I think this one's going to be really nice for that. And I actually just love the way the three of these look layered together. I think it really brings in the colors that I'm trying to do for the autumn season this year, especially the hand stitched details on here. So what I've had up there for the summer is this one, which also has kind of this like embroidery stitching on some of the flowers. This is one that I got, I believe, in Epcot. I use this one for the summer, but I wanted something nice to kind of switch it out for the fall, so let's give these a try. I also found some cookies in Marshall's. These were $6.99 for the maple pecan wafer rolls. And they had a pumpkin spice one, but I thought these would be really nice to add to our fall coffee bar for a dessert option. I think it's something that Mike would enjoy for sure. He likes the little wafer cookies. One thing I look forward to most in the Burr months of September, October, November, December is my cozy coffee station coffee bar setup. I was definitely eager to put it together for this year. So under the cabinet up here, I've used a couple of command hooks, and we're just basically sliding these little pumpkin picks up in there. And then I think what I'm going to do is just basically pull all the little leaves and floral pieces around so that they kind of just look a little bit more evenly spread out. So the newest addition for this year are these beautiful pumpkin shaped mugs. They come with these little lids on them. These are just as cute as they are elegant. And honestly, while I still adore this beautiful orange pumpkin mug I got last year with the elegant floral details on it, it's so pretty. I do love this mug, but I can really appreciate that the top on these new white and gold pumpkin coffee mugs is actually a lot less wavy around the inside top edge, which just makes them a whole lot easier to actually drink out of. But the only downside to these is that with the metallic detail on them, they can't be used in the microwave. And with the lids, if you wanted to, you could even put some candy or use them as a sugar bowl or something like that. And oh my gosh, I just realized while I was editing this that Kenzie, who loves coffee and will sneak some coffee any chance she gets, actually came out when I made this cappuccino and brought it into the living room, and she came out of her bed and she's eyeballing my cup over here. I love these canisters that we have here with the marble tops. I think these are also really beautiful and perfect for storing my instant coffee, my regular coffee grounds that we use in the Keurig, also the espresso that we have, ground espresso for our espresso machine. In the larger one, I'm also storing some of my rock crystal sugar sticks. I have this adorable little pumpkin sugar bowl I picked up in Hobby Lobby a couple of years ago. So that's mainly what we have out here on our coffee bar. I did want to reorganize the two drawers right below, and in here we have a mix of some seasonal napkins, and then we're going to go ahead and put some snacks in here that I picked up in Costco. I've got some coffee candies as well as some hot chocolate packs. And then in our other drawer is a little bit more focused on tea, as well as some of my extra rock crystal sugar sticks for stirring in our cappuccino drinks. And I love doing this when we have guests over. These were also 40% off in Hobby Lobby. And I think they would make really good either kitchen, napkins, but also they would be good hand towels if I do want to put them, like if we have company and I want to use them for the restroom, it would just be a good option there as well. Here's how it's all come together and how everything looks organized in our coffee and tea station. So let's get started with the pumpkin bread. You're going to need 1 cup of pumpkin puree, a half cup of granulated sugar, half cup brown sugar, 1 single serve container of applesauce, 3 tablespoons of avocado oil, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of pumpkin spice, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1.5 teaspoons baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon baking soda, and 2 cups of all-purpose flour, which you could substitute and use a gluten-free flour. So while the oven is now preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, go ahead and whisk together all of the wet ingredients in a separate bowl. Get that all mixed together and then begin to add in your flour and your dry ingredients. You're going to bake this for roughly an hour, 55 minutes or so. You can test it with a toothpick in the center when it comes out clean. And I do like to top mine with some pumpkin seeds. If you want to, you can also do a cinnamon streusel topping. While that is baking, we're going to go ahead and set the table, and I have 2 fall dining tablescape ideas, so you'll have to vote and let me know which one you prefer. Now, I'm going to start both of them by using a fall table runner. I love this deep, rusty, like burnt cinnamon color of this one, and we're going to be adding a long wooden tray down the center. This one costs just under $12 at Michael's craft store on sale. We're going to add some elegant gold candle holders in the middle, along with these new battery operated candles I got in Target this year. I really like the silicone piece at the bottom. It really gives a good grip so that these battery candles will stay upright. They don't lean, they don't tip. Can add in a garland in the center here. You can add flowers, floral picks, pumpkins, whatever you like into the tray all around your candle holders. I really appreciate using a fall garland for this actually. This one is already pre-lit too, and I'm just going to put the batteries in here. We have some little lights mixed in our garland, and it's just perfect to just bend it and fit it right into the wooden tray decor piece very nicely. You can add a few extra little pumpkins if you want, and just make this floral arrangement tray color coordinated to fit with all of your other fall decor colors. So my friends, we have this most incredible, delicious looking pumpkin loaf out of the oven. Super excited to try it. The whole time it was baking, it just makes your house smell like, I don't know, better than like the pumpkin or apple plugins for your wall freshener or air fresheners. It really reminds me of if you go to an apple orchard and you just go apple picking or pumpkin picking in the fall on the farm, and you go into one of their little country stores there. They often have fresh apple cider, fresh donuts, apple donuts, cider donuts, pumpkin donuts, all of that. And I feel like that's really the smell that you get in your house with this. So good. Can't wait to try it. Let's cut in a little bit. It kind of like cracked open a little bit here, but I think it's just all part of the rustic look of the bread. So for the flavor of this bread, I think the pumpkin flavor is perfect. I did substitute the oil that was supposed to be in here for applesauce. So I made a little bit healthier of a version, and I also eliminated a 1/4 cup of sugar out of what it called for. The only thing I would do differently, I think, would be to mix it by hand at the end. And because I was using the blender, I think that it over mixed a little bit. And so the bread is just a little bit more dense. And I was hoping for it to be a little bit fluffier. The flour wasn't fully incorporated, and I think I could have done it much quicker and easier by hand. And I let the mixer take over. Should have done it by hand. I will do that part differently next time. But all in all, we are going to enjoy this bread. Definitely with some coffee. It would be a great snack, a great breakfast. Now, another option for a centerpiece, Target has this candle holder that is adjustable in the way that you want to bend it and style it. And I think this is really cool. I love that it has like the different heights for the candle holders. It holds 6 candles, which coincidentally is what you actually get in the pack, also from Target. So again, I will have things linked below if you're trying to find any of these. I will link as much as I can. I do have most of these items linked as well, either in my Amazon storefront or over on my LTK. I'm going to use some real pumpkins in here, as well as some of these little artificial copper foam pumpkins. And then I've got different just berry and floral picks that I think are pretty much from Hobby Lobby last year. I actually used them in the fall tree that I decorated. And this year we are incorporating them into this lovely autumn tablescape. And I think the pumpkins turned out really cool with just a mix of a few real ones from my garden along with the artificial copper ones. I really like how this all turned out. So let me know, did you like the first tablescape better or this second one? Let me know which one was your favorite. I almost went back to doing the pink and mauve color tones this year. I've done that in years past and I really liked it, and I almost went back to it this year, but somehow when I actually started pulling everything out and making my plans, somehow I was still just really drawn to like the yellow and orange fall colors, in particular that burnt orange rust color. I really like that. Burgundy is super pretty too. I was definitely thinking about going that route. And last year we incorporated some navy in our decor. I will see if I can link my fall videos from last year. I sometimes see people incorporate purple into their decor as well. So let me know though, what color fall decor are you loving right now? I will see if I can put links for different items you see using here on our tablescape with our napkins. I got these in Michael's. I have some beautiful glassware from Birch Lane and World Market. And these are they're actually nice to use any time of the year, but I did get some new orange ones to mix in with my other glasses that I tend to use year round. We're going to get started making our chili now. So I found this recipe from It Doesn't Taste Like Chicken. I will try to put a link for the actual recipe down below, but it's a vegan chili, and she says that this chili recipe actually apparently won first place at a chili cook-off where it was competing against non-vegan recipes. So I thought that was kind of cool. and it made me very eager and excited to try it. So for the chili, you want to do about a tablespoon of olive oil in your pan, and then go ahead and cook 1 yellow onion chopped up with 4 cloves of garlic, minced or finely chopped. And you can just kind of stir all that in there over like medium-high heat until the onion is translucent and it starts to brown a little bit, maybe about 5 minutes or so. And then we're going to go ahead and add in 2 28-ounce cans of diced tomatoes. So that'll be approximately a little over 6 cups of diced tomatoes. 1 can of black beans, drained and rinsed. 1 can of kidney beans, drained and rinsed. 1 cup of water, 2 tablespoons chili powder, 1 tablespoon cumin, 1 tablespoon brown sugar, a teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon paprika, and it's optional, but if you want to add a 1/4 to a 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. Bring all of that to a boil now, and then just reduce the heat to low and just let that simmer for about an hour or so with the lid off. Give it a stir every now and then, and if the chili gets too thick, you can add a little bit more water. We are going to make some tofu crumbles to go into this recipe, and for that you're going to need 1 block of extra firm tofu. You're just going to kind of crumble that up, and we're going to make a mixture to add onto it using 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, and 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Combine that and then just kind of spread and coat that on all of your little tofu crumble pieces so they're all evenly coated in that nutritional yeast mixture. And now we are going to spread these onto a cookie sheet and bake them in the oven for about 30 to 45 minutes or so. And just, you'll want to maybe turn them over every now and then, but basically we're going to let these kind of get browned in the oven. Then you can take them out of the oven, stir them into your chili, and just let it continue to cook for another 5 minutes or so that tofu has a little chance to just kind of absorb some of the sauce and the flavors and get a little bit chewy. And this is delicious. It was really, really nice. I've never had tofu in a chili like that, and it was kind of a interesting thing. I did enjoy it. I am looking forward to getting back into making more soups and stews as we go through the autumn months. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you all soon in the next one.